Hello all, welcome back, or if you're new to the show, also a very big welcome to Dutch Diecast Collector. Mainly a review channel for diecast. Stores, shops, so looking forward to sharing some with you again. This time the Hobbymaster MiG-25RBT. Now we already did 2 RBTs, you will say, Renee. Hey, like, what's up with the third one now? This is the Bulgarian Air Force one. As you might have noticed in the background from me, I like to collect Mikoyan jets. So yeah, this is no exception for me. I need to have this. I'm looking more forward to number 4 that's coming out with the camouflage. I have it on pre-order, by the way, guys, so don't worry. It will come on review soon, I hope. But for now, we're going to stick with the Bulgarian one. It looks a lot similar to the Iraqi and the Russian one that we already saw, but let's dig into it, see how this one holds up, and see if you like it or not. Stay tuned. Alrighty, guys, so I hope I can get it on image. Let me change a little bit the setting here. Playing a little bit with the angles with a new stand. So the MiG-25 Foxbat, the Bulgarian Air Force one. Yeah, so I always like it when they keep the seal bags with it. My dealer does, luckily. He doesn't mind it too much. The new box art, I still love it. So the sticker is now over the old logo. So it has the RBT underneath this one from Russia. Now the basic info, import location, by the way, VG Models, which is a really good store, by the way, but just sell to resellers. Yeah, paint job, as always, very cool. So a little bit of information, limited information, but it's still some information. I got this one for Christmas, by the way, guys, same as the M1 410 that I got from my wife. Really nice, thank you, honey. This one hasn't been out of the box yet, and I think I need to get a knife. But we'll see in a sec. I hope that I opened it already to inspect, or my wife did. Yeah, let's have a quick peek in the top. So we have arms in the top. So drop bombs again. The next one, the number 4, has luckily some missiles with it already. We saw in previous pictures, preview pictures. So the same drop bombs as the last 3. The same fuel tank as the last all MiG-25 models. And of course a stand, metal and plastic mixed. Now let's have a look at the model itself. So I always like to clap these things open, or flap them open, let's say. Now let's have a look at the nice little rack. Let's get it off together. Oh wow. No, the roundels look really nice again. The paint job, I'm hoping that the nose cone is good. Let me see if I can grab her gently. So they made, they made the special slots here. So there are special slots for your fingers. Guys, sorry for showing you the wrong way almost. Now the nose cone is already good, so that's nice. I'm happy with that. Now let's start from the back to the front. So first the roundels that are on the Bulgarian Air Force roundels are nicely done. It's mainly the Russian one with a little extra inside. The engine details, as always, basic but good. The little top parts of the RBT. The frame itself is mainly reused again from the older MiG-25 mold, which is not bad. And of course all the extra cameras in the front. The pitot, as sensitive as always, watch out with it. Here the little squadron logo, I think. I hope I can get a good focus on that little guy. We'll see in a sec. It's focusing on the wrong thing, unfortunately, right now, but we'll see. On the top, the casting is all good and nice. The paint job is a bit boring, but it's good. It doesn't represent anything extra. And of course the little pack tail on the back. No, I have to say it's a nice model. By the way, watch out with these little guys here. They're glued on. So if you would hit it by accident, they will break off quite easily. And the replacement is not super hard, but it's sad if you have to do it. Canopy, openable. It's open and closed position version. Details in the cockpit are a bit hard to see. Let me see with a glove. I'll take off the glass for you guys and I'll show you the inside in a sec. Wheels are super easy to install, by the way. But yeah, again, a nice, again, quite gray box of plane. What I always like to do, by the way, guys, I like to work up top side down. The box is made for it to hold, so I will work like this. In a sec, I will put it together for you guys and show you the details. Alrighty, guys, so it comes with a lot of accessories. I took off my liberty of taking off my gloves here for this one. So a very nice stand, extra long to go all the way into the model. It slots in really nicely always. It's never really bad. It's always really good. You have an extra slot plate, and this slot plate is meant to be inside of the frame already, and so you have a little spacer. Drops really nicely over, and of course you have a closed one for the frame. Then of course the drop bombs, the standard ones for this plane. There are in total 4 of them, so 8 bombs you have. The wheels assembly from the MiG-25 has always been really good and never really disappointing. They don't rotate, by the way, at least mine don't. The clap's already installed. This is a full module, let's say, so the module will drop into the frame and really nicely done. The same goes for the front one, so with the little mud flap in the back or the dust brake cap. And also everything is here modular already pre-installed. The closed gear hatches, nicely made, they always fit really well. Then we come to an awkward part, that's the pilot. So there is a little pilot figure next for, now the size difference is almost ×2. So there's a giant for next to the plane. The visors are completely painted white, by the way. I usually paint them black because I like that a little bit better. Normally they're see-through glass from this age. But yeah, you cannot really copy the see-through. You could also make it silver, of course. But for the rest, it's a nice addition to have a little figure with it. And of course an open glass canopy. But let's assemble together, by the way. I don't want to make another shot for you guys. I'm going to show you how I assemble on my own here. And of course a fuel tank, the center one, it goes into the frame. It would have been cool if they made a spare out of it and that you could push your whole stand through it, but that they didn't. Which is okay, I'm not going to argue with that one. I think Hobbymaster still makes one of the nicest diecast for the best pricing still. But it's also a matter of time till competition comes up. So the frame assemblies, they're quite straightforward. What I usually do, I like to push on the plastic. I don't want to over push them too hard because you can always use a little tool to push them down, which helps me always a lot at least. And then same goes for the front one. Now I have to say the wheels are very sturdy and stable. They never really let me down on the MiG-25. Now this one is going to go in my display on stand, unfortunately. The canopy, let me get it out by the way before I forget. So the canopy is just held by 2 pegs and the open one a single peg, so it would look like this. One sec. It's really small stuff and I'm trying to get it on camera. The holes are sometimes a bit too, how do you say, too small for the back of the glass. You're gonna have to really put it in under a bit of an angle, so it needs to go in under that angle. Then the details in the cockpit, a bit hard to see. Let me get some light on that. Oh man, it's really hard to get a good focus on this. Sorry guys for that. But there are some details in there, but a bit hard to see because the dashboard is under an angle again. The pilot figure fits quite easy, I have to say. Usually you don't have many troubles with it. I'm going to leave the visor white for this one. I'm not going to paint everything in my collection because I don't see it really well with the canopy closed. Now that's part for the down landing gear down mode. They're quite easy to remove. Just grab them gently on the wheels, a little wiggle up and down, and usually they come out quite smooth. Of course you can also use the removal tool if it fits in there, but usually it doesn't, unfortunately. So this is the removal tool that I mentioned, so they use them mainly for the claps and the pegs. So that was landing gear down, now landing gear closed. So the pilot is already in, the figure can stay in there, it doesn't usually fall out. Now the closed gear hatches are quite straightforward also. So they go in as left and right indicators. Mainly for these they have the tool, so this little peg tool, you hold it in and you can gently take out your material. So that's always very nice. What I like about Hobbymaster, they pay attention to these type of detail that every collector of every grade can take care of himself. Now the bombs, there are 2 for under the wing. They sometimes break off, guys, so don't get frustrated when it happens to you. It's not the end of the world, let's say. The bombs are glued on plastic. Now, the stand, I put them always in like this because I like that. And I can show you also one little problem. It's a small one, it's not really major. It's the same problem that we have with the Sukhois. Usually the bombs don't really fit anymore now. So if you would like to make them fit, by the way, let me get the plane on cam. Sorry for that, guys. I'm paying too much attention to my little model. So the rear bombs, they don't go in. Now this is something I indicated already in the beginning. Modification to the frame is possible and you can make it fit. I don't like to modify it because I also want to put them maybe one day on the wheels. The stand is a bit loose in there, but it's okay. It's not super bad. The lining here, by the way, a little bit shabby, but not too bad. Best part to grab them, by the way, is on the rear. Let me get this out of the way. So we have some leftover parts now. Of course, a extra pilot, a closed landing gear, and the front, by the way, I missed. Okay, so had the front one, same story, goes in very smooth usually, like this one. And there you have it, a finished MiG-25RBT from Bulgaria. Now, it's fun to play with the bombs and the pilots and so on. By the way, the bombs and the pilot are almost the same size, which is fun. The pilot, I don't know which one is the accurate size right now, but we'll see. But for the rest, a very cool, nice little model. Very collectible if you're into Mikoyan jets or in a specific air force, like the Bulgarian one, like me. It's always cool to have. Let me turn on my rotisserie table. A bit slower, a bit more dramatic. As I mentioned, the top tail wings here, very cool. This one and this one, very sensitive. The pitot is very sensitive, the antenna. The flaps are also not super great. They're glued into the frame. So always be careful when handling, especially this little guy in front here. But for the rest, a very beautiful model. Again, the die-cast frame and the little upgrade that he did on the nose cone for the RBT. Yeah, I like it. So I want to thank you guys again for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And I really hope to see you guys next time. Thank you and stay safe.